Okay, it is 5 minutes away from 4 o'clock. Time to talk pacing with our man from the West, Hayden King. Of course, he's here for snooze, but he's up and about this afternoon. G'day, Hayden. And is this the most open WA derby in recent memories, writes the great Russell T. Betts on his Facebook?
It's a valid question. There are many hopes in the race, and I think you can make a case that for virtually all of the runners, they could win with the perfect transit. So I guess we'll see who fortune favours on Friday.
Having a look at the market, it's quite open, and the favourite right now, Rumble Strip, opened $4.20, out to as much as $9, smash back into $4.20. It's Confidential, $6.50 into $4.40. Sweet on Lexi, $9.50 into $5. Troubadour, $12 out to $13, now into $6. There's moves everywhere here, Hayden. What do we make of it all?
I don't know what to make of it. It means that it's a competitive betting affair, and they've attracted the support of virtually every runner in the race, which bodes well for the contest, and it's both a credit to the handicapping panel for the choice of the field, that they've got such a competitive field, and also Tab Touch for framing a market that many punters can see so many variances of opinion and value in.
Okay, let's start with Team Bond. I think they've got 5 in it. Now, Denny Roberts is driving Troubadour, which is a double-figure odds, and you would think Rumble Strip, as we've just heard our man here, Seb, say it's back into favouritism.
Well, obviously she's got the choice of the Bond runners. I did notice that Rumble Strip was nominated with Stewie McDonald already on board, so I'm not sure if that's some show of loyalty to Stewie and a connection with he and Rumble Strip, because
What's happened?
A fly just went down my gob. It's happened to people before. It's happened to Ryan Zavinsky.
It's happened to commentators. It's,
yes.
Callers.
It's not the first.
No, it won't be the last.
You're right. You need a drink of water.
No, I'm okay now. It was just a very pesky fly in my car, and fortunately he's now been disposed of, not in the fashion that I would have desired.
No, you didn't have to swallow it. It just went out the other way.
No, it went back from whence it came.
So, in all seriousness, this is a $200,000. Sky Racing always been great sponsors of derbies. They love sponsoring the derby over here. Which way are you going to lead our listeners into on this Wednesday evening? I know it's early.
Yeah, I think it's too early because there are a couple of things that we still don't know. Sweet on Lexi and It's Confidential. They're not here, so we won't know until Friday morning whether they're even in the field. And that could even open up the race for a horse like Lincoln Lou, who was a little bit stiff to not get a run in the field. I know his connections were a little bit perplexed and drew their ire that he wasn't in the contest, and I can understand that. But that he still may get a run in the unfortunate circumstance that those two Eastern State horses don't get across here. It's Confidential's third in a big derby last start, so that holds up tremendously well. He's only 3 metres or so behind Fox Dan and Captain Perfect, and Fox Dan looked very, very good winning there that night. Sweet on Lexi brings some high credentials from New South Wales, has been placed at his last couple. He was behind Double Lou in sub 150 last weekend, so that's a pretty good form line. And then the Halls, they've got both Faking It and Chase Me, who could win the race. The Bonds have got a blue army of 5 in the race. There's so much to unfold. I'd rather take a long look.
Retrovision text line 0427 789 571. This one for you, Kingy. Boys, can you ask Kingy if the Victorian horses are here yet, or field could change if they don't get a flight?
That's what you just said.
Yeah, there you go. So it's Friday. We won't know until they get here on Friday. And I'm told that sometimes they don't even know until they get to the airport. So those
that can happen.
Horses could rock up at the airport and then they say,
send them back.
Off. Yep.
And then you can come out 2 or 3 times. It happens again and again, and then finally you get on, or it can be a late call. And they said, quickly, you've got to hurry up. You need to get on this flight. That's how it happens. It's very tough this time of year. The San Simeon looks a terrific race.
Mr. Smart Heat.
It's a very good race. Mr. Smarty is probably favoured at around that. Have we got to mark it up?
Yeah, $1.80.
$1.80.
$1.75 opened at $2.40 out to $2.50 now to $1.75. Minstrel,
Wow.
the only other horse in single figure digits, $4.80 out to $7 back into $5, and then you're looking at Never Ending $8.50 out to $10.
Yeah, well, Mr. Smarty's got the advantage of the draw, but he does have Lusaka inside him and Armour X Factor, who led and won last start, so it's not going to be easy, but it means that he should be able to get up on the speed, whereas Minstrel might not have that opportunity considering he's drawn out in 9. I think it's a valid question whether Minstrel's going as well as ever on what we saw from him last start. I know he's a rising 9-year-old and he should be slowing down, but his last run was pretty potent, so it gears up well for a WA Pacing Cup tilt soon. And this is the first serious clash I think we've seen between a collective group of horses all chasing that cup. We get to see the return of Lavra Joe, Better Eclipse's first time out in the state, and then you've got another cast of runners playing second, third place chances probably behind those held in the highest esteem. And there's a couple of places in this field that could probably be nudged down, and a couple of others could come in. So this is almost a mini Pacing Cup.
How about the Golden Nugget preview, race number 3 on the card? Trying to work out... Oh, we've got markets up, haven't we?
Copycat Queen at $2.60 right now for Ada de Campo, and then that's just ahead of Nathan Street at $4.20. Not much moves in the market, although Nathan Street $5.50 into $4.20.
Well, Tualoo was really good when we saw him last time out at Gloucester Park. He's been given a couple of weeks since then. That showed he was back to his best. Nathan Street... I actually went to school with a guy called Nathan Street. He's drawn out in gate number 9, and he hasn't raced in a year. So a few questions there, but I think he shows the ability that he can win the Nugget. He does need to run a forward race to put himself firmly into the Nugget field and calculations. The top 3 from this race will all go through. And then Copycat Queen's obviously got a draw advantage over them. And Blaze Away's drawn the inside. I reckon he could be a major improver this week, Blaze Away. It wouldn't shock me at all if he was able to lead, that he could win this race and put himself into Nugget calculations.
And $5.50 right now, in from $11 for Blaze Away.
Yeah, it was a big price. I would have had something on at that price.
And in that 2-year-old fillies race, I'm Category 5, looks a very short price favourite into $1.34 there on Tab Touch. The Good Luck Gary Hall Jr. 2-year-old fillies pace, which is race 9 on the card. Great to have all those markets up today. We're heading out to Belmont Park. You're here for Snooze. We'll do it again on Friday, Hayden.
Will do, guys.